Morning, everybody. It's Nitro from Life's Resurrection Project. Just wanted to holler at everybody. Prisoners of war missing in action. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start working on Carlita today. I went ahead and drilled the pilot holes. I did 1/8 inch to mount license plate. I'm going to drill probably, I did 1/8 of an inch pilot holes. So I'm going to try to find a drill bit that's just a little bit bigger. And it looks like I might go with, which would be 5/16. So let's see, a quarter is almost the exact same size as that bolt. If you kind of look at it. So I'm going to go with 5/16 with just a little bit over, give me a little bit of play. Get the light mounted on, that part of that done, and then I'm going to put the new harness in. So I'll have the light done, harness in. I got the light bar for the front of this. So I will be pulling off these turn signals. And I got the OEM light bar and the light, but I bought SunPie lights. So these are LED lights. They got this, the plug and play, and the light bar. The new signals are plug and play. I've got an Eagle 1 relay module coming for this bike to run the LED system on the back. Problem is, I'm not sure how to wire it in, so I put a thing out on my area, like the Facebook Marketplace thing, willing to pay somebody whatever to come down and help me wire this thing in. Somebody that knows something about electronics. I do have the OEM wiring diagram for this bike for the rear turn signals brake light. But when you're switching to LEDs, all that stuff's different. So, and all the plugs on this have been chopped. So when they put in this new system, they just chopped all the plugs. So hopefully we can get her figured out, everybody. But other than that, Brats on her 8th round of chemo. There we go. Brats on her 8th round of chemo. She did the chemo rinse while I was in Iowa City, setting up neurosurgeon appointments and trying to find out what's going on with me. I was real worried that day. But she got it done. I think she uploaded a video about her getting that done. And prayers for her, everybody. It's been a rough 3 days. That 8th round of chemo kicked her butt. The feeling of doom for 2 days, all she could do is lay there in my arms and cry. And all I could do is try to be there to support her, but that's pretty heavy on me. You know, I don't have all the answers. We pray for God, or pray to God to bring his healing hands down and help us get through this. I'm not big on the surgery they're going to do on her. It's going to be a 10-hour surgery come December 2nd. They're going to fill her intestine walls with chemo, the strongest chemo they have, for 90 minutes and strip it. So it's like putting paint stripper on paint and then flush it, which is killing all the good cells along with bad cells. But 90% of the people that have the surgery, if they can get the cancer and do that, she'll have a chance to live the rest of her life somewhat normally. They might have to put a colostomy bag on her. I'll love her with, if she's got an ileostomy now, so I support her 100%. I go in the bathroom, I help her change her bag. I know when she's having problems. If she's in the bathroom more than 15, 20 minutes, I have to go check on her to make sure, she's not in there crying and having problems. If she's having problems, I sit down with her. Okay, what do we need to do? What do I need to do? Do I need to help you, hold your intestines while you get the bag ready? Do I need to get the bag ready? Whatever it takes, 100%, I support my wife. Right now, we're struggling when it comes to gas and copays, but that's on us. If you all want to donate, we have a GoFundMe. I think we've only had 1 or 2 people donate to it. And that's not what I'm about. But if you haven't, donate it. It is what it is. Nitro and Brat both say thank you. And please like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to get this light mounted on that fender sitting on that table over there today. I got to take the gas tank off and take this whole front apart to get this new sunpipe lighting system wired in. And hopefully somebody will call me and try and figure out how to get this rear fender wired in and the LED white lights wired in. The relay switch should be here in a day or two. So the relay module for the rear end, it's an Eagle 1 from Harley Davidson. Relay module for LED light systems. The front's going to run off of the plug and play system that comes with the SunPie. So these SunPie lights, I'd open them for you, but it'll be a lighted, put on the light bar. So this is a Heritage. It's supposed to have a light bar. So I got the light bar. I found a used one for like $100. Had them send it to me. I've already put the plug and play turn signals in that. I got to pull the side marker lights off because this SunPie box right here has brand new side marker lights and a brand new headlight that'll go in this bike. They're multifunctional LED lights, so it has a halo that goes around each light, and you can change the colors on that. And I kind of like that because the bike is green and brown, so if I could have the green halo around it green, and then have the spotlights and the headlights on, that's right. So that'll be good because I got all the LED lights for underneath. Get this back fender put back on. Get the backrest put back on for Mama. Last ride she had was back in July on Amazing Grace, right before I traded down Amazing Grace and got this bike to help Mama with all her copays and gas. So please pray for my wife and me. The surgery is going to be on December 2nd. It's going to be a 10-hour surgery all day. All I can say is thank you for all your support. Much love, much respect, Black Dragon, Insane Throttle, China Dow, and everybody else that's supported us through this journey. So I'm gonna get to work on this. I'll probably put you guys in hyperlapse. That way you guys can just kind of, watch me working out here. But peace, much love, like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell if you know what I'm talking about. Because Nitro said. Peace.
Well, I think the one thing that discipline definitely does help you with is it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success. If you have more success, and sometimes a big part of success is just not being fucking lazy and just doing it.
Yeah.
That's like 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not going to feel perfect every day. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be a fat fuck. Because there's a lot of days I don't want to do it. It's pretty much the same with everybody that actually gets good at something. There's got to be those days you push through. And they're probably going to be more numerous than the days you don't. And so the benefit of discipline in my eyes has always been that through discipline, I get things done. Yeah. I always say that I'm like the most lazy, disciplined person I know, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I always do. One of the big problems is sitting down and doing the work. Mm-hmm. And you gotta, and Pressfield talks about that in the most concise and beautiful way. And he labels it like an enemy. He calls it resistance. Mm-hmm. And that you have to sit down, you have to overcome resistance, and that the pro goes to work. And it doesn't matter if you're sick, doesn't matter if you have kids, it doesn't matter what, you're a pro and you go to work. And that just, it puts it in your head that this is what I do. This is what, and you have pride in that. And then when you are in front of that keyboard and you look down at the count, it says, I got 1,000 words today. I put 1,000 words in. You're doing the work. Yeah. And out of that work, gems blossom. Yeah. Little things, but you might have a day where you just write nothing but dog shit. So what? Show up again tomorrow. And tomorrow out of that dog shit, a flower will emerge. You never know. And that's the only way to develop real, to really develop your potential 100% in anything, whether it's as an author or even as a martial artist. There's a lot of creativity in martial arts. To be a great striker, you have to be creative, because you have to develop patterns or execute patterns that aren't going to be perceived. This idea that life is hard, something you're supposed to shield from them, it's so silly. And, I've had this conversation with my friends, because everybody that I know that's interesting had a fucked up life. But now we have kids, and the last thing we want is our kids to have a fucked up life. So we put our kids in these good schools, we live in these nice neighborhoods, everybody eats healthy, and there's no fucking domestic violence, and everybody seems, it's so different than all of our lives. And we were talking about it, me and Brian Callen were actually talking about it, look, we all had fucked up childhoods, and everybody we know had fucked up childhoods. And they're all interesting, but I don't want my kids to be boring, but I also want them to be safe. So it's like, how do you approach that? I mean, I think you get involved. This is what I've chosen to do, is get my kids involved in martial arts and give them the opportunity to pursue difficult things, and understanding that through pursuing these difficult things, in accomplishing stuff, you learn something about yourself. You learn that you have this ability inside of you to overcome. Get obsessed with life improvement. Find things that you enjoy doing that are difficult, do them, and get better at them. It seems so simplistic. It seems like a ridiculous, idealistic point of view, but it's effective. Well, you need some amount of pride and some amount of ego to get good at things in the first place, because it's such a counterintuitive notion, because you have to have a belief in yourself. You have to be able, when you start out at jiu-jitsu, you're a white belt. I remember being a white belt and being like, oh my God, I am fucking never going to get good at this. I'm going to suck forever. But to look at people who are better than you and know they had to have sucked at one point in time. Okay, there's somewhere along the end of this tunnel, there's got to be a light. I just got to keep going.
Yeah.
And that takes ego,
and
right?
Ego, yeah, I was going to say, ego drives, you to be successful, me to be successful. Ego is what's driving you. The problem is when you let ego go too far.
Yeah.
And, everything takes balance. I mean, there's a dichotomy in everything. Every part of you has a dichotomy. You can get so into the physical aspects of things that you end up like doing a bunch of steroids and going crazy and ruining your health. Right?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Right.
The other end of the spectrum, you can sit around and play video games and turn into a...
Bodybuilding is a great example of that, because when you start lifting weights, you're like, God, I'd like to be stronger. And you start getting a little bit bigger. You're like, oh, look at that. I got a muscle. Woo, this is cool. And then you keep going, and then you keep going. But some guys get so fucking crazy, they won't stop until they have 22-inch arms. And they want to have thighs that are so big, they have to walk like they've got a barrel in between their legs. And, and they just can't help it. They just take it to some completely unhealthy place.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, well, it's just the nature of trying to get good at something. You got to recognize what's good and what is just fucking insane. For some people, especially, they're just experiencing way too much pressure. And that pressure, a lot of times, it's just an imbalance in perspective. And some of it's, I was talking to this mom once. Her daughter does gymnastics with my daughter, and we were talking about kids killing them.